Hey there, welcome, welcome. This is the Oswell Lifestyle Show. My name is T. Marie. I am a life coach, an author, a motivational speaker, and this here is my weekly opportunity to connect with you so we can all feel good and be empowered. Now, definitely make sure that you are getting interactive. As you hear things that resonate with you, definitely do participate in the chat. You know, a lot has been on my mind, not just as a coach, but just as a person that really loves personal development and really loves change and transformation and, accessing our dreams, right? So that's what it is for me. As a young kid, growing up with limited resources and opportunities, it was important to me to get out of my current situation. So it began for me as a method of kind of survival and wanting to have better, be better, experience more than what I was currently seeing in my life. And as the years progressed, right, then it started to get exciting because I started to see that I could achieve things that I wanted. I could access different levels in life, whether it was levels of opportunity, influence, abundance, relationship, health, fitness. And so on and on and on until finally it was just such a passion that I wanted to help others to achieve this in their lives. But what's been on my mind a lot is just that stuck point, right? That stuck point that I think we all find ourselves in, except there's a difference because some folks, they get stuck in the stuck point, you know? This has really been on my mind a lot because particularly in all of the realms of our life, right? So let's say it's finances. In finances, if you end up getting stuck, well, that affects you deeply, right? Because then you don't have the resources to do things that you need or want to do. There's a whole slew of people that just because they don't have the resources, they can't access higher education or better health care or help with their kids or whatever. We all can relate with that. And then there's you get stuck maybe in your relationships, right? So maybe you got burned in the past and now you just don't trust people. And so your life is smaller than it could be. Maybe you don't have as many friends or you're not dating or haven't dated in a while because you just don't trust people. And so it gets in the way. But what has really been on my mind lately, friends, in regards to change, personal development, and this wonderful work that I'm so grateful that I get to do, is our health. Man, when we get stuck in the area of health, fitness, mobility, our energy, that is everything. Because while these other spheres are very important, the only house that we have truly in all of our lives is our body. And once our body is compromised to such a degree, even it doesn't have to be bad. It doesn't have to be bad. Because let's face it, if you get a really bad cold, or some of the folks that have experienced COVID-19 and were just so, oh gosh, in a terrible situation, right? Or just a bad headache that you just can't do anything. Oh man, just this headache is taking all your attention and your focus, right? Our body, our senses, our energy is of the utmost importance because I'll tell you something, you could be rich, you could have a whole entourage, but the moment your health is compromised, boy, it seems like none of that matters. And so in regards to change, okay, definitely let me know how you feel about this kind of thing. When it comes to your health, when it comes to your fitness, when it comes to your mobility, how do you feel right now? Are you happy with the way that things are going for you? Do you feel fulfilled in your own body, in your own skin? Or are you kind of feeling random maladies? Are you kind of waking up tired? Are you carrying around a little bit of weight that you don't really want to carry around, and you just are making peace with it because, well, and tell me this. Are you of the belief that the random aches and pains, changes in skin, the energy levels, just trying to get in this chair, man. Ugh. Do you believe that that's just a part of aging? Let me know. We got a lot of folks that kind of plug in their thoughts, right? They deposit their little thoughts and beliefs. Doctors, nurse practitioners, fitness folks, random gurus on the internet. Where do you stand? Let me know in the chat. Today, we're talking about the areas of change. We're talking about being stuck, and particularly, we're talking about our health. So first things first, I just want you to know this entire time we're going to be together, it will be to give you some opportunities to maybe see some things and hopefully get some encouragement to, as you have awarenesses, to know that you can do something about it. But we can't do anything unless we know where we're at, right? So where are you? Let me know in the chat. Let me know. Where are you? Do you believe that random aches, pains, maladies, conditions are just a part of aging? Let me know in the chat. Because spoiler alert, we can do something about it. Woohoo! Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's fall in love with ourselves, with our health, with our capabilities, with what is available to us to make positive changes in our lives. And that can mean so many things to so many people. Oh, thank you so much to Shanna or Shayna. I know it could be said either way, so please, I hope one of those pronunciations was correct. Thank you to Tony and Hank and A for contributing to the chat while we were in that song. And yes, we were talking about some phenomenal things that I definitely want to share here. Listen, it is a mind and body connection, okay? A was talking about that, and yes, you are right. And so it's a perfect segue to go into what happens when we get stuck. Okay, so I'm happy to hear that so far, the folks that have been in the chat do not believe that aches, pains, maladies, and such are just a part of aging and just meant to happen to us. And bravo, bravo, woohoo! Yes, this is good news because it's not. So if you're under the sound of my voice and maybe you were not able to chat and you are under the impression that these types of things just happen to us as human beings, I'm here to share the good news. That's not the case. Now, why is it important for us to know that? Because we have people we trust in our lives. Sometimes it's family that tells us that genetics are just part of the issue. Sometimes it's doctors, nurses, nurse practitioners that just kind of say, oh, that's just something when you get older. And so when these little tidbits come in, right? Or maybe it's friends and we joke, right? You hear just friends joking all the time. Oh, I'm just getting old. I'm just getting old. And it's like, no, let's stop that. If you have that belief, I'm here to share the good news. That's not the case. So please take that within your heart and know that there's actually a mind-body connection, okay? And so what we think is what we experience, but it gets bigger in this world of health because when it comes to our health, we have to be active. And what I mean by active, you're going to say, oh, T, I know what you're going to say. I got to exercise. And yes, my darling, you do. But that's not the activity I'm talking about. I'm talking about we've got to be active and in awareness of our health. So we had some wonderful input from Hank, who shared that as soon as he started moving his body consistently, right, he was noticing that his aches and pains were going away. Yes, Hank, yes. See, there's an activity there. oh, I'm aware that I'm not feeling as good in my body. And then there's an activity, a physicality of action that says, let me try and do some workouts. Let me try and walk. Let me try and jog, whatever we can do, right? And then what happens? Then we discover that that onset of things can actually be totally erased, reformed, taken care of, and we can experience something new. So here are the two kind of things. It's a mind-body thing. If we're under the impression that these things just happen to us, then it takes our power away. Then we say, oh, well, I'm just kind of getting older, and so I'm just a little stiff now. Oh, well, I was told that I can't really move that much, so, well. Oh, well, and then that's it. Our power's gone, and we're just experiencing more and more of the things we don't want. So this is a good way that we can kind of take some of our power and recognize that when it comes to our health and our fitness and our vitality and our energy and taking care of our one and only house, right? That we have power and that we can actually prove the opposite of those things that we hear. And it's very, very exciting. So here's another question for you. I'm going to play another song here, and I just want to ask the following. Do you currently feel that you are taking charge of your health? Now, here's the caveat. If you're quick on that whammy button, yes, I'm dating myself. If you're quick on yes, here it is though. Not just up here in your mind. Are you actually actively doing things? Are you working out? Are you eating better? Or are you sitting in your idea? So let me know. Do you feel right now that you're taking charge of your health, of your energy levels, of your food, how do you feel about it? And what does that mean to you? Because we can do it, but it does require some stuff. So whether you're exploring an awareness right now or getting to share your level of activity and maybe having some new ideas, let's talk about it in the chat, knowing that we can work it out. We can work it out, friends. We can work it out. So let's talk a little bit about the ways how, okay? So first of all, we get this awareness that something's going on that we don't like, that we don't need, that we hope for better. We've already established that if that is you and you're under the impression because people have told you that this is just something that's going to happen because you're getting older or because of your genetics, that's not true. So that's the first power point. Woohoo! Because knowing that's not true means we can regain our power and begin to do something positive. Then we have to have that mind and body connection, right? We have to say, all right, I'm aware that something's happening, but what do I want to do about it? Now, depending what that is, you may need to take some physical actions like exercise and some sort of movement. Or you may need to explore your eating habits, and that can be tough because a lot of various fears come up when that is the case. Hence why I do coaching around this, right? Because there's a lot to navigate here. Now, of course, this is a short time that we get to be together and we get to explore these things, and I always do my best to give you as much encouragement mixed with practical tools so you can achieve what you wish. But ultimately, we end up kind of coming through various cans of worms as we explore this issue. And that's cool. It's okay. So if you discover, okay, I got to get active, right? Well, maybe there's fear around that, right? Maybe there's fear around what activity you could do or where you're going to go to be active. Oh man, do I have to go to like a gym? Oh, I don't know if I want to do that. I'm going to feel awkward, whatever. So sometimes it helps to get coaching with that, right? But knowing it's possible is key. If it's around your food, then it could be like, oh no, man, I don't know how to cook healthy. What is healthy? Is it going to be too expensive? Do I have the time? all these things that come into play. Hence why coaching in whatever form it can be for you is very good. It's good for all of us, right? So I'll share a little bit of personally what's happening for me. So I'm very passionate about this because I have, in effect, been able to change the course of science. Meaning, in a couple of times, a few times in my and my husband's life, there's been things that maybe have appeared in our labs during physicals, yearly physicals. And it's like, oh no, that's not I don't want that. And so being able to change the course of science means so much because it's like, oh yeah, this is fantastic, right? There's that aspect to it. So we don't have to succumb to things we don't want. But then there's also the aspect of the excitement and the joy of realizing that race consciousness around aging and breaking down and getting sick and just all that stuff doesn't have to be our reality ever. Now, sometimes things happen. Okay, that's true. You might have some accident or you catch a cold or something, whatever. But we don't have to break down the way we're made to believe. And that is super exciting to me. Now, when I say coaching, I don't mean just, oh, I'm a coach and all I do is coach. I get coached. I've been very, very excited about exploring plant-based eating and really enjoying that. And a wonderful, wonderful comment in the chat talked about sweet tooth, right? So sometimes maybe it's a sweet tooth. Maybe it's your morning coffee that you're like, oh no, am I going to have to give that up? Like, what does it mean? Is life going to become this bland experience, right? We're human. We have these thoughts, what's going to happen? I go out with my friends every week. And if I'm now this person that eats like plant-based, am I going to be like that person that now it's like everything is a conversation around what I could eat? Like, no, I don't want to do that, right? So we have all these things that pull us, social things, our own habits, traditions, what we love, right? But it's possible and it's super, super cool. So how do we do this? We figure out, we have an awareness. Then we connect, what do we want? And how do we think we need to move toward that? Then we identify, do we need coaching around this? Do we need some help? Does this feel bigger than we can do on our own? Or have we tried it a few times and we're not actively able to achieve it? Okay, don't give up. Seek the help that we need, right? And then we start to make some moves. And yes, I'm a coach and I'm passionate about this. So I have to say that what's cool about getting coaching towards this is then you get the fast track and the cool and the fun track. So here's where I'm going with this on my personal story. So I've been wanting to do this and I've tried to circle around it, but I was not raised on plant-based food. I was raised on meat. And so I don't know how to cook like super dynamic plant-based dishes. And I also didn't know how to make them filling and satisfying, let alone satisfy like the sweet tooth and could I still have my coffee, etc. So I sought out coaching from the best and I sought out help. And then now I am able, I am stepping into my dream. And what's fantastic about this and exciting and beautiful is that's what's accessible to all of us, right? We say, okay, I want to do this, whether it's, fitness training or maybe some mindset help to say like, okay, I don't know, I've been stuck. I want to feel better, but I haven't been able to feel better. And I'm trying on my own, but I can't do it. I can't get myself to work out. I can't get myself to eat healthy. I can't get myself to break the thought that, sickness is right around the corner or that I'm not able to because of my limited mobility or because whatever, right? So then we get coaching and all of a sudden we jump into the fast track. So right now what's been happening, friends, let me tell you, I'm experiencing a wide variety of good. Increased levels of energy, no desire for meat, which is shocking because, again, when you're raised a certain way and you've lived a certain way, even when you want to make a change, sometimes you're going to have a bit of backlash. That's not happening. And I'm stepping into this phenomenal dream that I've had of being able to cook better, fancier, cooler dishes that are living and it feels good and energetic. So what do you think is possible for you? Is there currently a goal that you have in your mind around eating or fitness or your health? Is there something that you've just been kind of like, okay, like secretly, I wish, right? Or like, okay, in my mind, like my super dream mind's eye, I'm this version of myself. Let me know in the chat right now. I'm so excited to let's get together on this, support each other on this new kind of thing, and let those dreams out. Because when we say them out loud, we get that much closer. Okay, let me know in the chat what that is for you. Shauna, hey girl, thank you for letting me know how to pronounce that correctly. I'm a big D. It means so much to me because my name and the pronunciation of my name, it can go all over the place. So girl, thank you so much for letting me know. Shauna is interested in having more experience walking in nature, just nature walks. And yes, that's so good for the soul and for our activity and for our mind. It really is one of those mind, body, spirit experiences. So definitely, knowing that you can have more of that and experience more of that. And of course, if ever anyone who's under the sound of my voice would like to receive more encouragement or connect with me in any way, send me a message, tmarie.com. on my contact page. You could just send me a message. Definitely Kristen would like to, be more holistic in her nursing practice, without being preachy. And yes, I know that's such a fine line, right? Because we don't know how people are going to come off or accept what we're saying. And we don't want to be preachy, we want for people to feel comfortable and good, but also supported. So definitely you as well, reach out to me, if you would like. And yes, I'm a coach, but I'm not talking about, if you want to reach out to me for coaching, I welcome you anytime. But even if you want to just reach out and send me a message and we can discuss these things further, that is also acceptable. I love being in support of these good things, dreams, desires, hopes. Positive thinking is key for so much. And I know that some of us will think that that is very woo-woo because it's intangible and it's difficult to discern if it's going to have any effect. But there has been scientific studies, multiple scientific studies, and it's very compelling that our attitude can actually help to heal us. Okay, so we've seen this in drug studies where the placebo group sometimes has almost the same healing as the non-placebo group. Okay, that's huge. Because when we're talking about drugs and their side effects, even when they have positive attributes to them, if you can get almost the same or the same just by thinking you've taken the drug, that tells us a lot, friends, what's available for positive thinking. We've also seen that when there's been studies about people healing and then animals come in. And animals make us feel cozy and wonderful and happy and just peaceful. And all of a sudden, the healing in those groups is greater. So there's tons of things I can reference. I'm already over. I don't care because you know what? I'm passionate about this. And when it comes to our health and our well-being and our mindset, anything that I can give in any way we can support each other, that is going to be just the best. So that's where I'm at with this. Needless to say, listen, friends, when it comes to our fitness, okay, and I use the word fitness, but look, you might, it's not about having a six pack or being a bodybuilder. You can have those goals and they're great. We can have any goal we want. We can want to be a triathlete, that's cool if you want it. But that's not what fitness means. What I mean by fitness is your fitness, your energy, your ability to move, your systems are all well. You are able to have the flexibility and the strength that you desire and require to live a very energized, wonderful life. When we talk about the eating habits, right? We can eat in a way that supports us, and we can eat in a way that poisons us. We can eat in a way that heals us and reverses the clock, or we can eat in a way that is aging us and depositing things that essentially will turn into trouble later. So there's truth and science and goodness around all this. Hopefully you feel inspired to make whatever little steps you want to make that matter to you, and knowing that you have the power to do it. And then, of course, friends, there's our energy, our positive thinking, our mind-body connection, our awareness. And just remember that you are a powerhouse, okay? You literally have so much power inside of you. And I'm telling you, this too is scientific, okay? The energy that you have inside of you can power a city if it were harnessed, and then some. So remember who you are. Remember that you are magnificent and powerful and able to achieve the next level that you wish. And if for some reason you discover that you would like some help, that you need some help in any way, maybe it's motivation, maybe it's accountability, maybe it's practical steps, maybe it's a game plan, you have an ally in me. teemaree.com. TEEMAREE.com. Reach out to me, see what I've got there, and we'll talk. Have a beautiful, beautiful week and day, and I'll see you again next week. Bye, friends.